Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, spring has sprung, and as some of you have noticed, that big orb in the sky, the sun, has been showing its face lately after a rather long and dreary winter. Well, ever since the Big Bang, the sun has played a very important role in supplying energy to us. And joining me today is an expert in solar energy, Captain David Borton. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Jesse.
Very nice to have you here. And the reason we said captain is that David, outside of really wanting, you're on a mission, right? You want to make certain that we do away with fossil fuels and that we're all turned to solar energy. And there's a lot to be said for that. But you decided to make it usable for marine usage.
Of course.
How do you like that?
Well, I think everybody likes boats, right? We evolved near water and fire and woods, and so people naturally like boats. And people have been making boats forever. And I just designed my boats so they can be 100% solar powered.
I love it. Now, just to give you a little background on this, David, professor at RPI for over 30 years, right?
Yes.
And your field of expertise is solar energy.
Solar energy engineering is what I taught, yes.
Wow. That, of course, that knocks the heck out of what we do in media, David. I'm telling you, you're actually doing something useful with your life. But so when you decided to do a marine application, what were the challenges?
Well, the main challenge is to match the power that's available from the sun with the power required for the boat. Many boats have solar panels on that maybe charge the batteries, but it doesn't match the power for propulsion. So I have a patent pending on how to do that, match the power that's required to move the boat to the power that's available from the sun.
Gotcha. Now, I would imagine that that has something to do with capturing the energy of the sun in an efficient way.
Exactly.
But it would also have to do with hull design.
Exactly.
Because you're matching the challenges of the physical needs of that boat to move through the water,
right,
and adapting the energy of the sun to that.
Right. Well, for instance, solar cars don't really exist because it doesn't match. The power available on the roof of a car doesn't match the power required to move the car.
Oh, wow. All right, so you saw the opportunity through boating to be able to do that, right?
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay, so how did that come about?
Well, it first came about because a cousin gave me an aluminum boat that was just not very efficient. And I put a couple of solar panels on it, maybe 15 years ago. People love it. Even though it's not a really good design, they love it, and it's still in use. So I decided to make real boats.
Now, you have a couple of prototypes that you've made,
Yes.
successful prototypes.
Yes.
And in case you're thinking, oh, it's a little canoe or something like that, David was telling me that he's currently working on something that's over 40 feet long. But the first prototype was 25 feet, right?
Yes.
How did it work?
It still works. It's great.
Great.
It's on a lake in the Adirondack where there's no road, no electricity. It takes people, food, baggage, cement mixers, lumber, where there's no road and no electricity.
I got it. Now, you made a very interesting comment before we went on air when I was saying, well, why solar energy? And David said, all our food, everything, a lot of what we do is fueled by the sun, right?
Yeah. And you wouldn't live very long without fresh water, and that's all distilled by the sun.
Right.
And you wouldn't live very long without oxygen, and that's from plants powered by the sun.
Now, so you made the 25-foot boat, and then you told me a story that I love. You got to tell me the quick version of it, though. But someone said, oh, that's solar energy. It's only okay for a small vessel.
Yeah, somebody called the 25-foot boat small. I don't think of it small.
I don't either.
And 40 foot's the biggest boat I could imagine building. So I said, well, okay, I'm going to go build a 40-foot boat. So I went and did.
And now you're going to build a 44-footer.
Right. Well, the 40-foot boat, interesting, went out to Buffalo, picked up 4 tons of cardboard, brought it back to Mechanicville to recycle into paper. So, it could be a cargo boat as well as a passenger boat as well as a pleasure boat.
Now, the solar panels on your design are on the top of the canopy, I would imagine, right?
Correct,
So
yep.
these are enclosed, they can be completely enclosed boats.
It could be,
right?
yeah.
However, if you don't put any windows on the side, then it's an open boat with a hardtop.
Right.
And so between designing them so they have a canopy on top and a fuel-efficient hull,
Right.
and now the other issue and the other challenge, of course, is storing the energy.
Well, that's really not so hard.
Okay.
Battery technology, lead acid, has been around a long time. My 40-foot boat has some lead acid. It also has some lithium. And I'm doing the experiment. So 6 years from now, I should be able to tell you which is better, lead acid or lithium.
Are you going to have to remember to give me a call? Okay. In storing energy, which the most efficient way to store it right now is batteries, right?
Right.
And I suppose it will be, and then batteries will become more efficient. But how much energy can you store? Say you want to go out, you start your voyage out on the lake or the river in the late afternoon, and it's a nice day, and you're coming back in the dark. What happens?
Well, I typically always run on current solar energy. When it gets dark, I have enough energy stored for 50 miles.
For 50 miles?
And I've never gone more than 15 miles at night. Who wants to take a boat at night? So
I know, but you really, that's
a lot of backup.
That's a lot of backup.
Yeah.
50 miles is an awful lot of backup. Well, we happen to be living in sort of an interesting time now where, fossil fuels seem to be looked at as the solution. In reality, not at all, right? It is solar energy and wind energy, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it,
Wind
David?
is a kind of solar energy, and hydro is a kind of solar energy.
Right.
But actually, the sun is nuclear power. But the only nuclear power reactor that makes sense for us on Earth is the one that's 93 million miles away.
Yes, that's
The
right.
sun.
That orb up in the sky that we get
Yeah.
to see on a good day. It also puts us in a good mood. I have a feeling there's a connection there too, David, but I'm not sure. Thank you so much for coming in. David's company, look it up. It's Sustainable Energy Systems, and the website is Solar Sal. It shows you have a nice
SolarSal.solar.
right.
Right.
David has a sense of humor as well because there's that song, Solar Sal.
Right, I got a mule.
Yeah, that's right. Look that up as well if you want to know. Boy, the best to you. Congratulations on being, a maverick and an inventor and someone who really is looking out for the betterment of all of us, right?
Trying to.
Yeah, I bet. And what a delightful way to enjoy the water.
Oh, it's
Silent,
quiet, yeah,
yes,
no
exactly
smell.
right.
No vibration either. Boats tend to shake you around.
Yeah, sure.
Well, this doesn't. It just smoothly goes through the water.
I guess you've been on my boat then.
No, not yet. You haven't been on my boat yet either.
Yeah, that's right. David, a real pleasure to meet you, and thank you very much for coming in.
My pleasure.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.